Okay, let's get the stream started by starting Skyrim. It's started now. Now we just gotta wait for Skissy to load. You all know how long that goes. It could be going on for the rest of our lives. Say it's Skissy Loader is a weird one. Sorry about last video's cutting. If you were there for the live stream, you saw it for what it was. But I had to cut a load of it out because it turns out music out of the 4 tracks used in World Eater Beta, 2 are copyrighted and 2 aren't. So the bits that copyrighted had to be cut out because the YouTube's music remover sucks and the music overlay system sucks even more. Because the music remove system didn't work. You know, it took me an hour to say. It didn't work. And then the overlay, there was a choice of have just the overlaid music, and that's it. And then the rest of the video was completely silent. So not really very good. Kind of a really, really poor option there. You know, not the answer we're going for. Yeah, so it was better to cut it and just explain what happened. I mean, to be honest, do you really, really want to see me? I mean, slashing Alduin's butt and dying to meteors like about 5 times. That was the first bit. And to be honest, the dialogue was just me laughing at how bad I am for that bit. Then there was the stomach bit, which you saw. Or then there was the big bit in the middle, the main bit. That's still there. Then there was the on back bit, which was totally cut. Again, that's pretty much just falling off a few times, resetting to. Yes, I actually have an objective, but just falling off a few times. Pretty, and just shooting weak points again, and it just commenting how weird as the navigation was on the back. Then it was the final bit where it's just basically you got kill like the original style, except she's much tougher. And holy crap, did that one went on for about 10 minutes. That bit. And about the only really interesting thing I remember saying in it is about how Skyrim's dragons, and quite a lot of dragons in media in general, weren't actually even dragons. They're all actually just wyverns, which is a lesser form. Where was I even going? Oh yeah, Valtime, that was it. That's where I was going. There we go, now I know where I'm going now. So now I know where I am actually going. So, about 200 arrows, 10 minutes of just firing arrows into her gigantic ass later, and it finally went. Also, you may notice in future streams that my dragons are, all of them are just bigger. That is because I might be getting, you might notice it, you might not, because I might not do it, but there is a chance that I will be making dragons bigger, because someone found out the way that you can do it with scaling, Uda Skeleton, and if you do a certain hitbox, it works. The mod that exists, it only came out today or yesterday, so not really long ago, but the only downside with it is it makes them a bit too big. I mean, 1.5 size, they start clipping like a bitch. Apparently they work fine about 1.2 scale. It's sort of like player characters do. Anything more than 1.2 and you'll really start just, the world just isn't made for it. You start to have clipping issues. Nothing, I can deal with a few. I mean, there's moderate clipping issues, vanilla. But, so I might make them 1.2, and I might make the Dragoness as like 1.3 or something, make them a bit bigger. Although I don't think they run on a different skeleton, but I know Alduin, I'm pretty sure her model's bigger than normal anyway, because I did sort of mess with it nif-wise. Note from a corpse. Let's read Note from a corpse. Hey, looks like you're dead. You didn't even have a home. Oh, pendant, you say? A necklace of major magica. Woo! Yeah, might as well loot this corpse. Quick loot is so helpful. You know, the occasional crashing it causes, more than worth yet. You know, it saves so much time, and I am really wary of that fucking doom. They call it a doomstone in the creation kit, so because there's no, you know, standing stone, I think is how they're called in game. In creation kit, they're all known as doomstone. Mainly because I think that's what they were, you know, the equivalents were in Oblivion. You know, sort of power stones, except in Skyrim it's a permanent blessing you get. You know, it's more like the, what do you call it, the sign that you were born under in Skyrim. You know, it's just a way of delivering that, rather than having it like really randomly at the beginning. And I know when I had the monster mod, which was a buggy. Oh, is that? Where is that? Ow! Right in my shoulder. But I know when I had the monster mod, this place in particular would crash without fail every single time. Because for some reason, I think it must have done something to skellies, because pretty much, you know, because those skellies would just glitch out without fail. You know, if I toggle if I toggle clipping and walkthrough, I'll be fine. Which is odd, but it worked. Yeah, I long ago purged the monster mod, like totally purged it. You know, and I did have to, on my main save, because I wasn't willing to go lose like 100 hours. I kind of had to. Every deer I came across, I pretty much had to recycle actor because they were sort of you know, the equivalent of T-posing their way around. And you know, basically the only thing that was left if it was occasional T-posing, because the level system doesn't like it. You know, it was a mess, and if you tried to, it's the only BSA I know that did it. But when you tried to extract the monster mod's BSA, the textures wouldn't extract. The models would, but the textures wouldn't. And it was a really, I don't know what, it was the dirtiest mod I've ever seen in terms of how it worked. Oh.
Hold it. This here's a toll road, see? You're gonna have to hand... You know, now that I think of it, that sounds fair. No sign. Just shove off before the...
I don't recall ever seeing that bandit face before. No, I'm here to kill your leader. I'm here to kill your leader. This is my job. I've been contracted to kill you. Oh. Sorry, sometimes you've just got to do a physics kill like that. Oh, don't tell me she landed in the water and survived. Oh, she landed in the water and survived. Gay Bendigo. I can't. I knew I should have fired her the other way. How did this wolf get up here? Oh, you got Nordic stuff. I don't want to lose your corpse. I don't want you to lose your corpse. I was going to Fusaradar off the edge onto the cliff. Although he might be trying to kill himself. Oh, he fell off anyway. You know, apparently the. I'm going to become ethereal. I'm not going to risk it.
Fine.
I knew I should have killed you. I should have blasted her already. There we go. Now we can go back to Whiterun, claim our bounty, and begin the very, very short S-line of companion. Because I get the feeling the companion's quest line was meant to send you out on like a buttload of Radiant quests to collect like fragments of Wolfrad and stuff like that. But no, it just seems to go rapidly, which is the complete opposite of the Thieves Guild, which requires you to do, I think, 5 Radiant quests in each hold to get that Holds quest. Yet the main quest for it goes really, really quickly. You know, Thieves Guild's quite odd. I don't like Radiants. I think they're pointless. I call them shit I call them Radiant shit quests quite often. I don't like them because they are just pointless. I don't mind them as for like a discover a dungeon kind of thing. But I don't like them being tied into faction quest lines. Because they're pointless. Like, just do this generic Radiant that often as you're going to the other end of the world. To kill like a bloody wolf or a single bandit or a wolf or something. I don't mind them as like sort of bounty things, but I don't like them as part of quests. It's one of the reasons. Might as well go in here while I'm here, but give a bit of variety. It's only a true lul. Or two. I think there might be another one. One dead true lul later. Two dead true luls later. Yeah, we two dead true luls at the moment. Two dead true luls later. No, you're not a high elf. I was hoping you might be a high elf. I've got to find a high elf. I mean, it's not. Oh, it's not even an elf. It's just a particularly grey human with a ridiculous haircut. Skill book. Gold skill books. There we go. Froki's bow. That's a unique item. Not unique vanilla. I think it's just slightly better stats, but it's still more unique than a Fallout 4. A unique. I'm going to speak about Fallout 4 uniques now. That's our new topic. But Fallout 4's uniques are not unique in the slightest. All they are is a named legendary. That's it. That comes in a prefabbed form. For example, I think Big Jim is a crippling pipe wrench. That's it. That's all it is. And that's a unique weapon. At least Skyrim's and Fallout 3's had unique stats, even if they look no different than vanilla. They at least had better stats than normal. But Fallout 4, it is just a named legendary weapon. If legendary weapons didn't exist, it wouldn't bug me as much. But legendary weapons exist, so it bugs me. Fallout 4 also had a lot of its quests were Radiant shit quests. I mean, like, what are 90%? Apart from the main storyline, how many Fallout 4 quests are there that aren't Radiant? Excluding the main faction quest lines, which are all tied into the main story, barring a select few of the railroad ones, which are post-main story. But, most of... so apart from a select few and most of the... they're pretty much semi-Radiant railroad ones. The order in which they give you is random. But they are the exact same place on each one. But, they are kind of... even they're kind of Radiant. Everything's bloody Radiant. I think it's because they spent far too much... Oh, and half the some of the settlement Radiants really piss me off. To the point where, instead of doing it, I actually just murder the settlers. As long as I run away before the new ones come with as long as I do the beacon last, the new ones won't attack me on sight. And as when by the time I come back, they'll have settled down. But I have had a settlement about as far north as you can go, one of the 3 far north ones, be apparently threatened by the bright pink feral ghouls, which is one of the most far south locations there is. It's one of the schools down in a swamp in the south, and they were apparently threatened by those ghouls. Those ghouls have a radius of about 10 meters away from the school that they live in, and these settlers felt threatened. And that is a tediously long journey if you're not using fast travel. Well, it's not actually. It's nowhere near as long as like going up to High Hrothgar from anywhere, or hell, even particularly going from anywhere, because Fallout 4's tiny and you move like the bloody you're in Oblivion. It's ridiculous. Your regular walk doesn't seem too bad, but your sprint seems ridiculous. I just seem to cover way too much ground in Fallout 4 way too quickly. Normally I wouldn't consider a player slowdown mod, but in Fallout 4 I'm seriously considering it because it's that bad. But I believe it also causes like spazzy animations as well. Because I know when you set scale in Skyrim, the animations stay the same. In Fallout 4, you start running like a spaz. It's like really bad. You know, it's the animations don't scale well. It's weird. Fallout 4 is a weird one. You know, I wouldn't say it's a bad game, but I wouldn't say it's a good game either. I do like it, but I know it's got like a million flaws. You know, it's kind of that thing.
Some people don't think another job well done. Your payment is secure, and you have my thanks.
Ugh. That might be another one.
There you are. Yes, and we have something special. Last week, a scholar came.
Here we go. This is. Told you it was really quick. You do one quest and then, whoop, here we go. Dragon Woofred.
This is a simple errand.
And no matter what you say, he sort of bitches at you.
Farkas will be your shield sibling on this bitch.
And that is apparently supposed to also include Ayla if you've done more missions for her, but because vanilla, it's only one, and it's always, as a result, it's always Farkas for some reason.
Come to me with questions.
Where is? Wow, where is he? He was in here half a second ago. Where is he?
By now,
you still need
oh, fuck! In the time it took Skjor to say that, Farkas managed to go from all the way from the door to down here at walking pace. Or does he just teleport down? I don't know, because a lot of the companion stuff is scripted to happen in certain places.
Companion until you came along. I guess that's okay.
Oh, there he is. He's just bumbling at the door.
Yourself, so I'm told. Let's see if
there we go.
Don't delay, Shield Sister.
It's not far from Whiterun. So at least he gave me. I'm not sure if the first one is always in Whiterun Hold either. It might be.
I'm sworn to respect their judgment.
I'm not sure if that's actually the case. I don't know if it's always in Whiterun Hold, the first radiant you get from the companions, so you don't actually have to go too far. Because it could be really annoying to have to go, say, like, somewhere in the arse end of nowhere, like... Oh, I don't know. Rorikstad's pretty arse end of nowhere. You know, I'm not counting the major holes because they've all got cart travel from Whiterun. Although getting back from Winterhold could take an age. You know, well, Dawnstar less so, Winterhold much more so, because you've got to go. You can only really get out of it one way. But yeah, I think it's always in Whiterun Hold, the first companion's radiant shit quest. But yeah, as I was saying, Fallout 4, for everything it does right, it does something else, typically in the same area, really badly. You know, so it's sort of, everything it does is balanced. Everything it does well, it does something bad in that area to balance it out. Like the settlement building, I think it's a good idea. You know, less so. It wouldn't fit in, say, an Elder Scrolls game, but it fits in a Fallout game. You know, because you're sort of helping them rebuild the wasteland. But it was so over-focused, and it gives there's absolutely no reason, really, to build a settlement that's more than just a bed. If you want a functional set... What the f... Was that the mammoth? I actually just see a mammoth fall from the sky. Was it something else that fell from the sky? Okay! It's a giant spider! Like a really big spider. Lovely! Must have wandered into the camp and gone and was sent flying. And giants don't care if you take their shit. They only care if you go too close. Because it's not actually stealing, they don't want it, it just happens to be a chest they have. Finding that sweet spot. There we go. Now I know roughly where the sweet spot is. And you know, the first few lock picks I get on a high grade lock are probably going to be broken just trying to find the sweet spot. That was totally not worthwhile. Still, the painting's worth more, probably worth more than the blue lock picks were. I mean, I can just shove an iron ingot into the smelter and get some. I can't remember which mod does that. Because it is a mod that does it. I just can't remember which one. I also contemplated merging my mods, but I ended, quite a few of my smaller mods, but you know, as a lot of added new items, it ended up being much more hassle than it was worth. You know, I might merge like some of the like singular perk edits, like the bullseye one. I might merge that, but you know, I would probably have to do it manually. I don't trust the auto merge utilities. You know, I just don't trust them. We're almost at Dustman's Cairn. And there is like a graveyard full of skellies nearby. This is one of those. This is I think one of the few cases in Skyrim where the door is just locked until you get there. Because most of it's like you can go in a short way, but most of it's blocked off by rocks. I'm just going to show you the Skelly Land because they're going to trigger anyway. Actually, this is kind of the time when you do not want to be. You know what? Let's call Odavine's fat ass down. Go away from my shouty cooldown though. Because the Dramen are quite nasty. As you can see, sort of spelling. And no, for some reason the music hasn't. Oh, it's doing that thing where it's not letting me shout even though it says it's gone. Now we just sit and wait while Odovine flies on. Then we join the brawl. Good job that fireball myth. Yep. There she is. Now I can join the brawl. And no, unfortunately. Oh god, it's got that like really obnoxious sprint thing. Yeah, this could have been a fantastically dumb idea. Especially considering that big Dramen is like really deadly. Yeah, and Farkas doesn't care. Oh yeah, Potoins. You're gonna have Potoins. Yeah, was not the best idea I've ever had. But since when did I ever have good ideas? Because it's a skelly, I can't even hurt it. Run. Food! Oh. If in doubt, food. This food is so much better for healing. Because I have a mod that makes it good. Because by vanilla it is crap. It is unbelievable. In fact, it's not just crap. It's unbelievably crap for healing. Here's like 5. Oh, Odavine's fat ass has landed. Fortunately, there we go. Make sure you always take its sword, because then at least if it revives. What the What the That wasn't fine. What the hell breath was that? It looked like one of the Diverse Dragons ones, but that can't be right. So Odavine, she's vanilla. Oh, I am really out of food. I need to raid the food merchant when I get there. And I need to stay. Oh, of course it bloody resurrected. Of course that one was the one that resurrected. You know, if all the skellies to resurrect, it had to be the really powerful Dramen one. Of course. At least I have pretty much infinite stamina. I think Odavine has gone. I don't think skellies are that nice. Oh no, there she is. She's still here. Yeah, that's definitely one of the Diverse Dragon beams. I think it's like the sun. Oh, for the love of the bear now. At least they didn't get me bone. Where did this even come from? Also, 3 hits from the bear and no bone break fever? That can't be right. She can't actually land close enough to bite them. That would be. A bite would pretty much end them. Like that Frost Attack is dead now. Yeah, let's go bite. Biting is powerful. Does that want like one bite to cover that health? Unfortunately, they have like this really high tendency to just. Yep, that. But oh, I think the skellies summon more skellies because there's loads of. Oh, the dragon's finally dead again. This one isn't though. Come around, go on. Oh, it's going around that way. I am not. Really, the combat music should have started. Maybe I'm technically too high a level. And look how fat her ass is. I mean, I can actually stand on a tape. And that's something you don't know. You can actually stand on dragons. I don't think I can kill this one on my own because this was, I think it has like really overpowered magic. Oh yes, I built dwarven arrows and lots of them, that's how I have so many. Oh, fuckers. Like, one fireball and he's down. Like, just one fireball and dead. I don't think these can resurrect, so technically dragon priests and not skellies. Unfortunately, it means when they're moving, they're almost impossible to hit because they are speedy. I think one more. Yep, there we go. One more shot and it's dead. Ash pile, and it's not coming back. That's a good thing.
I wish the old one luck in his.
That's cryptic. I think it's referring to Alduin.
I doubt many will wish to exchange Alduin's lordship for the tyranny of Arthanax's.
Okay, I've never heard that before. That's such a quote. No, to be honest, sitting on top of a mountain for the rest of your life, not exactly. I can see why it doesn't appeal. Although I think Odafine just sits there waiting to be useful. The way of the voice is useless. Don't use it for anything. You know, dragons communicated like that for thousands of years. No, don't use it. Humans say it's bad because humans are pathetic. Humans can't take one just can't take one fireball anymore. I mean, apart from that diversion, which to be honest, I was gonna trigger it before or after anyway, and I have. When did I turn my lantern on? I don't remember to. Oh no, you know you can come in.
Someone's been digging here.
Because you can get into here. You can get in here, so yeah, Skyrim does a good job of not just locking doors to dungeons that you shouldn't be going in right now. You know, I hope Skyrim goes down a similar path, because I think sometimes, especially certain I mean, make it so obviously once you've heard a rumour about such things that you can go in, even if it's like not at the point in the quest. Look, you can go into like certain Dagoth, you know, it's one of the Dagoth's places and contract corpus, which skips like the entirety of the first part of the quest. You know, like you skip the entire bit where you work with Caius Cosades or Cosades or however the hell you want to pronounce them.
I don't want to haul you back to Gorvasker on my back.
Don't worry, if you weren't essential, you would be dead many times over. Not a Death Lord. For some reason, Draugr are always like, for some reason, you know, their spawns are like really over leveled. You know, so you have to end up like going through like you know, Oblivion level sponge enemies because they do tend to be like really spongy Draugr. I mean, it kind of makes sense. You sort of having to beat the life out. Probably having to beat the magic life out. Whatever magic life brought them back, and it. You sort of have to beat the magic light out of them. So. Gotta deglow their eyes. And I think that's why I like a load of main, proper quests have really anticlimactic enemies in them. It's because they don't scale us infinitely like these do. Like, dungeon enemies scale pretty much infinitely until about level 70, I think. I don't know when immersive creatures decides to put it up.
Be careful around here. Let's look for a way to open the bars.
Yes. Now, it is actually possible to pull this lever and get out. But it disables you. It would have been possible, but just touching the lever makes it so you can't shout. So you basically, because you can actually, normal game, you can actually escape out of that.
Find a release. What was that?
It's time to die, dog.
The funny thing is, if this wasn't a scripted encounter, and he obviously wasn't in essential status, Varkus would probably die here, because vanilla werewolf is terrible. Like, absolutely terrible. Even with the Dawnguard buffs, it's still pretty poor. I mean, I have a mod that makes them so they regenerate health, so they're actually useful. But vanilla, he would be dead about now, because they have no armor, so they die in like an instant. They have basically the same HP as the NPC that was them, but no armor. So they die really quickly. Like, really quickly.
I hope I didn't scare you. It's a blessing given to some of us. Oh no, only the Circle have the beast blood. We should keep moving. Still the Draugr to worry about.
The only good thing is you can loot them afterwards, and silver swords are more valuable than the average shit. Oh, Skyforged steel, huh? It's not supposed to have Skyforged steel. And they also often come with, like, the hawk feathers, which are, they're not rare. I mean, well, they sort of are, but I wouldn't say hawk feathers are rare, I'd just say they're a bitch to get. That was, like, obvious. Booby trap is obvious. Oh, silver isn't a full weapon type like it was in Oblivion. But I'm not sure if mithril weapons existed in Oblivion, so I'm not sure if silver filled that role. Because I know that mithril looked a lot like silver in the, I think mithril might have been very similar to silver. I think it might have been like the equivalent of silver armor. Mithril never came back for Skyrim, in case you couldn't tell. So it was one of the more generic fantasy elements of Oblivion, because mithril, is very much a generic fantasy material, like that, and sort of Oblivion was sort of going for the quite generic. Of course, it'll be one that takes the arrow blast and survives. Would do. It's got high grade gear, at least for banditos. Steel plate's pretty good for banditos. And novice chest. You don't even have to move your mouse. They are so easy, novice chests. To all the bullet spongy enemies. The floating dead. Yeah, I'll do the floating. Ooh, great. Of course it's locked. By high levels, like all radiant, all level locks are master. Can't quite remember the level that they all come master, but there is a point where you can tell if a lock's level because it will be a master lock, unlike this random thing. Because normally master locks, apart from the level locks, master locks are only found on things that have a key. At least door-wise, anyway. you know, needs a key door doesn't make any sense. Just reset when you can't. When you can't find a sweet spot, sometimes reset and it moves. I mean, finding it on a mass, you know, finding this really tiny area on the mass locks. It's only like a few pixels wide. It's really hard to find on a mass lock. To be honest, if I waste more, can't. I go to lockpicking hits first. There we go. Found it. Now we've got to open this. It's a matter of pride now. Gotta open my lock chest. Gotta break my lockpicks because I'm heavy-handed. Normally I sort of wiggle it, but with masters, you get like half a second. You can get like a second of the. Like that. So close, yep. I'm quite heavy-handed, so. Oh, come on! Oh! Oh! Heavy-handed. Better than Oblivion's, at least Oblivion's the only way to really realistically do it in any reasonable amount of time was to have either maxed up locks picking, so when you finally got the tumbler up they didn't all come back down, or... Oh, come on! Ow! And it snaps instantly, so I can't even... You can't even get... That's the problem with Master Locks, but Oblivion's was very much just a look. No, that's further away, so... Oh! I'll leave it too... And the thing is, even if you work it gently like that, it still breaks. Oh, bugger! Oh, I'm bad. I think it's more insulting is when you find that sweet spot, but it's such a weird angle that there's only like 1 pixel where it works. Oh, come on! Oh! Oh! I think I'm at that point where a Master Lock is almost impossible. Right when I was about to give up, that's when it goes. Of course, that's when it goes. You're right as you're about to give up, you get it. Now I know there are silver hands around here, but I'm still going to loot all the protoids. Good. Because if you stack more than 1 gold in a spot, it turns into a coin purse. The coin purse is not a separate entity like you would believe. Always take their stuff so they can't come back. If they do come back, they'll be punching with no armor. You can always power attack with sneak attacks without fail. Yeah, it might. If you're not sure if it'll go down in 1 shot, power attack. Make sure it does. Because I think the Nord ruins are the ones with the most enemies in. Oh, Skelly res. Oh, banditos. At least your plate helmet's worth something. Oh, my hair's itchy. There's a drog I haven't woken up. I'm making sure they never will. Because the one thing you don't want is 1500 Droga up your butt. Because Because they do that, they swarm. Yeah, because I think there's more Draugr than there is living people in Skyrim. Which makes sense, really, because there would be more dead. It's the fact that they buried all their dead and they've all come back to life. There's loads of Draugr, there's hundreds of millions of them. Well, there's an infinite amount because they respawn, but that doesn't count. You know, pre-placed Draugr, there's loads and loads and loads and loads of them. That never decayed, because the ancient Nord burial tactics are very good. Oh. I see bandit. Oh. And Silverhand are quite spongy for some reason.
Over here.
They still can't actually see me. I'm actually better equipped than most banditos as well. In the boat. Go die. So they often carry cure disease potions, which is weird because in Skyrim you can't actually get like you can't become a werewolf from disease. I think you used to be able. Yeah, I think that's how you did it in Morrowind with a Blood Moon pack, because Blood Moon is all about werewolves on Solstheim. You know, weird bears, because bears.
Over here.
Oh, I've been seen. My little slashy, much quicker process, just a slashy.
Oh, bastard!
Finding Daedric stuff. Oh, get out of the way! I'm trying to loot someone. You're not being helpful. If anything, you're actually being dangerous. Yeah, sometimes followers are just more annoying than they are helpful, because they just get in the way. Especially when you're like firing an area effect fireball. They have a really annoying. They have a really annoying tendency to just sort of walk in the way of it and catch it. Or when you're like, you know, when you're doing something really dangerous, they tend to like get in the way. This also gets my sneaky skills up, so I'll be able to do Dark Brotherhood at some point. Because that requires sneaky, because otherwise you just get like gigantic bounties. Because then you have to kill like 1,500 guards to get out, you know, the entire town guard to get out of town.
You're good as dead.
Oh, Sparkus woke them up! He got like the 100 silver hand on his ass. Which would definitely have kicked his werewolf butt. Oh, you've got steel plate armor, have you? You're well equipped for a bandito. Couldn't spare to give you the helmet though, no? Could they? Oh, is that... And jumping shot. And now he's dead. Orcish crossbow. That's about the best crossbow I can typically find. I think I might have found a glass one once. You don't typically find stuff better than glass though. You know, ebony is like the absolute max you'll be finding on enemies. You rarely find Daedric, but typically only daggers. You don't typically find the good stuff. This can't be quest important if it's locked. Nothing quest important to have a look. Oh, the quest route is always unlocked. See? Quest route always unlocked. There's the key to the door. I just got to have a look. Sometimes you get stuck sprinting if you do an attack while sprinting. It's just a weird quirk. Oh, no, that's not. Oh, I've gone the wrong way. No, there's the door. Oh, it's wrong. It's stuff like that makes Skyrim's dungeons nice and easy to navigate, but also fun. Spider alert! Spider alert has been given. I'll continue until we're definitely out of this room. Oh, it's a Farkas! Kill it! No, or maybe go around and kill it. Do I have to kill everything? Skeever can nav mesh its way there, I'm sure you could. Oh, of course it's a... Oh, they're both Death Lords, aren't they? I think I might have got a mod that makes it so Draugr shouts no longer juggle, because that was insanely annoying. Especially when you sort of got stuck in places where you shouldn't be. Not that Scourges can do that shout anyway. You know, it surely makes sense that you would, by being able to do it, you would probably be to ask the Greybeards to train you on how to avoid it. So watch out for Draugr, because there's probably some lying in wait. Dwemer shit also likes to sneak up on you out, but you can't preemptively kill them. Same with Fulmer, you can't preempt them. No, this can be a brawl and a half, this one, because all of these are all Draugr. And there's one in the middle! Also a Draugr. No, I don't want the fragment of the thread. I know it's what came here before. I want this. Fire breath. Oh, look, they're all Death Lords. It's a Death Lord. Or a Scourge, or equally bullet spongy one. Nope, wrong one. That was Farkas. At least NPCs don't try and kill you the instant you hit them now, unlike Oblivion. No, I'm pretty sure like one hit in Oblivion. You know, unless they were already fighting, in which case they would say, "Hey, I'm on your side." But I don't know if that was just the guards. But, you know, if they kept doing stupid shit like that and walking in front of my arrows... Because Farkas isn't the brightest tool. He definitely is not the brightest. I mean, he has a bit of a nice brain. Oh, come on. You really want to kill the Rag Draugr because they just summon like this horde of rats. Yeah, well, you've already taken 2 of my arrows to your butt. Kill the restless Draugr. Oh, how many in Draugr can there be? Oh, there's more. Oh, there's more. You can't even kill a regular Draugr. Level up. Save my butt. It's level up time. It's time to save your butt. Yeah, just don't do it while you sync kill, because once you get, once you start getting like kill cammed, there's nothing's gonna save you. Even Goblin God mode on isn't gonna save you, and that saves you from most things. Oh my! How many more in Draugr? Oh my. Please be the last one. And like loads of them were scourges, which are just spongy. Look at them! Umber is a powerful weapon, and look how much these sponges are taking. Oh, 5 hours later. I think this is the last. Is this the last one? Are we finally free? Yep, we're finally free. Hey, yay! No more Drugger. Oh, see what I mean by Drugger kind of swarm? If you don't kill them off as you can, they swarm you. I mean, look at this big. There's just a big pile of them. Always take the Death Lords out. Death Lords are the most dangerous because they do so much more damage. Because they have ebony shit. Yeah, they have ebony weapons. So they do just so much more damage. Don't know, you know, and enemies also tend to have like a does extra damage like thing as they get higher grade versions as well. They're quite dangerous in that aspect. The Death Lords can definitely hurt. They're one of the few things that kills you when you're like ridiculous, when you're like level 90. It's just the hordes of Death Lords. Well, I wonder if it's daylight. And you're wondering, why is this OW not a busty one? Well, it's because these all load screens are their own independent art assets. The textures are the same. You know, the textures are, you know, shared. Textures are shared between like, a lot of things actually, but like for example, Nordic Ruins, a lot of pieces all use the same texture sets. You know, they're all using the same sort of textures. Go back to white one. Shall we kill the mammoth? Yeah, let's kill the mammoth. Mammoth's dead. Saw a mud crab the other day, which I haven't actually heard since installing the unofficial patch for Oblivion, actually. And yet you used to hear it like all the time. But I tend to get the hello, hello, goodbye sort of conversations that just consist of hello and goodbye. You know, as you just go through that hello greetings. Yes, by the time Farkas waddled down there, the mud crab was already dead. Anything else to kill? A deer. I have also, in my innie tweaks, I have made it so arrows and bolts and such don't disappear after a certain range, because there is a point where, say, sniping this deer, it's kind of difficult to do with an arrow, but there is a point where your arrow or bolt or magic, you know, will just phase out of existence. So I've set it in my innies. I can't remember which tweak it was, but it does make the arrows last a lot longer, so you can actually snipe mammoths from distances, from a great distance, and they won't notice. Oh, that's the Lunar Forge. We've already been there. Let's see if something else falls from the sky, because for some reason, this isn't actually the centre of the world. You know, but for some weird reason, a lot of things just seem to fall out of the sky here. That mod I will not use, but I use all the time normally. That dumps a lot of corpses here for some reason. Even though I believe the actual centre of the world is Riverwood. I believe that's actually Cell 00 is Riverwood. It's where, if you're in a mod-added world space and you remove that mod, it's where it dumps you. Stop moving around so much, Memu. I'm killing you now. What have I got against the mammoth, you say? Well, they're supposed... They were an extinct species on Earth, they can be an extinct species on Earth. That and I have shares in the frozen mammoth, so... When the mammoths are all extinct, I want to make some nice profit of it. I'll show you the frozen mammoth if I can find it. You know, if I'm up in the ice fields, I'll try. Maybe I can't remember if I did. No, I don't think I did show it. But there is a frozen mammoth up in the ice fields. You know, it's one of those little Easter egg things. You know what? Men join? No.
This should be good.
And Farkas is still up my butt. Like, seriously, I'm trying to lose him. Oh, and if you commit a crime in any hold, you know, worthy of, like, guards attacking you on site, like, say you have, like, 1,000, I think it's 1,000 bounty, or is it 200? It's a large enough bounty that guards will chase you on sight. In any hold, Farkas will follow you everywhere in Whiterun and keep trying to talk to you. I think the unofficial patch because I think he's guard faction, but because he doesn't have any of the guard dialogue, obviously can't actually do anything. So he just sort of awkwardly follows you around and keeps trying to talk to you, and it drove me absolutely nuts. I think the unofficial patch fixes it. Can't be 100% sure, but I think it was just like a faction mistagging, so I think it is fixed. Oh no! A wolf pup. Now it's a dead wolf pup. Because it's only a wolf, which means it's pathetic, and it's a pup, which means it's even more pathetic. The sort of wolf, I think in fact, I actually think weirdly enough, I think the regular wolf pups are actually better than the regular wolves, because regular wolves are kind of shit. You know, like when I say regular wolf, I mean like the regular grey wolf that you'd encounter somewhere near Riverwood. You know, that sort of wolf. Yeah, I think the pups are actually better than them because they are that crap. Also, with Civil War... Yeah, just mentioning Civil War cleanup again, because I'm actually here in Whiterun and trying to itch my toe. Ugh, that's better. Ugh. For some reason, like the big toe on my right foot gets itchy sometimes. But, mentioning the Civil War cleanup, Thieves Guild Radiant shit quests
Got some good pieces out here.
can send you to Heimska's house, even after you've done the Civil War. Which, unless you use Civil War cleanup the bat file, you know, basically re-enable it all, Heimska's house is destroyed, so you can't get in it. Which means that you basically have to go back. And if you don't know that, you go to Whiterun, can't get in it, get pissed off, have to go all the way back to fucking Riften. Oh, and I am not drinking Potoins. That's a real one. That's a Potoin. And that's a joke mod. It's a Half-Life crowbar.
We've been awaiting your return. Come, follow me.
Waddle faster. Oh, at least he runs. Could be worse. Look! You do 2 quests, and I think we're now officially joining the companion.
Brothers and sisters of the Circle, today we welcome a new soul to our mortal fold. This woman has endured.
Really? I've done 2 quests. Granted, one of which involved killing a bazillion Draugr.
I stand witness to the courage of the soul before us.
Would you raise your shield in her defense?
I would stand at her back, that the world might never overtake us.
And would you raise your
I
sword?
don't think Farkas is meant to have the big sword.
It stands ready to meet the blood of
I
her
think
foes.
Farkas is supposed to have a shield and sword.
In her name.
I don't think...
I would lead the song of triumph as our mead hall reveled in her stories.
Then the judgment of this circle is
Circle, you say?
her heart beats.
No. Half circle, maybe. Moon, maybe. You know, crescent sort of shape, but definitely not a circle.
The mountains may echo, and our
So it's sort of a crescent more than a circle. I mean, if I wasn't locked in
well, girl, you're one of us now. I trust you won't disappoint. I see you've been allowed to know some. Not
Don't worry, it'll be our appointed time soon enough.
Living is some may prefer. Yes, but you and speak to your if you want a better weapon than whatever that is.
You insult my Dragonbone bow, even though it's far superior to the shit that you don't even have bows.
I've heard you may the Jarl of Falkreath.
Oh no.
It seems that predator someone's
I'll go out to Falkreath.
Be cautious. Beasts are not nearly as predictable as
No, they are far more predictable. Like, far more. Ugh, go. Yawn.
Got a lot of... Yes, lass. I can fashion whatever kind of weapon you want. Finest forge in Skyrim.
Ugh, what's most valuable? Battle axe.
Just like Ysgramor himself.
There we go. I think that's the most valuable, which is why I picked it. To Falkreath, we'll just take the cart. The cart is the quickest way there. Even though you wouldn't see a cart moving around. Much like in Morrowind, you never actually, without mods, you never actually saw like Silt Striders moving around. Although the mod does it, and I can't help but think they move in a kind of a comical way. Because it on their long stilt-like legs.
got some good pieces out here. Looking to protect yourself?
Don't need any help around the forge option is the forging tutorial effectively. It's not particularly fun, but it teaches you how to do smithing. So it does what it needs to do. It's effectively a smithing tutorial without being like, this is press X to jump sort of tutorial. You know, it's a law-friendly tutorial effectively. Do God sell, but keep Dwemer. Wait, Dwemer scrap you say? No doubt arrows. Glass. Hide. Because it's a hide helmet and an iron dagger. So it's really pointless doing even like early on because I can guarantee you'll find a steel dagger. You know, I'm pretty sure you can find a steel dagger quickly. You know, Nordic carved stuff, it's not great. It's best banditos are gonna get, but yes, it's slightly more valuable than the sword. So it's slightly better and quite a lot more heavy. Steel weapons don't look bad apart from the one-handed sword, which I think just looks, personally, just can't ever like. Because I don't actually have one as an example, but even with like nice pretty textures, I cannot like a regular steel sword. And it doesn't really even fit with the rest of the, like steel themes either. Because if I'm sure she's got a steel sword for sale. I'll be a bit surprised if she didn't. Yep. As you can look, if you look at it, sort of quite sharp, quite sharp, quite sharp, weird fat. Because let's see. Nice and sharp with detailed Nordic engraving. So, sharp, detailed Nordic engraving. Even the texture on it doesn't seem as nice. Oh, I bought a piece of shit. I was just trying to look at it. So even the texture isn't really as nice on it. It just doesn't work with me. That blade. There's just something up with that blade that I've just never liked. Yeah, I know it's a lot of people say the swords are too fat. That's not what bothers me. I think it's the general lumpiness of the fact that it doesn't really fit with anything else in the steel sort of stable.
Don't forget to check inside the shop if you need anything.
First person smelting, I think this is the worst yet. There is like no point smithing gold into ingots if you're not going to craft with it, because I think the only thing is if it is weight reduction. That's a modded one. That's from Worm's Tooth, I think. I'm not sure where the refined brimstone comes from. I think that might also be Worm's Tooth, because I haven't come across it, so I've got to assume it's Worm's Tooth. Also, I don't know why, but like all of these ingots, like nice sharp, really sharp ingots, and yet, some with like a big chunk out of it, but yet gold is this like lumpy, really crap and lumpy, and for some reason, moonstone is turned into a brick and not an ingot. Here's a thing, though.
I need to ask you. Good. Glad
And you nicely weighted. Thank you. So let's see. Oh, I probably. Where's the weather? Yeah, because for some reason the bows never require anything except like. Why does it require iron? So there's all manner of things. I don't have actually any wood, and I don't need the arrows per se. So improving a crossbow on a grindstone actually goes up quite well. I still don't have that. Wait a second. Umbra, no, still better. Umbra's still superior by quite a distance. That's superior, but that's a maze, and it isn't actually. And that only goes up to floors, because I think it counts as glass or something. Oh, let's upgrade it. Yeah, crossbow is more powerful but slower, and I will actually have the crossbow as my default weapon though. So I don't, I'll keep using the bow. But I'll have a crossbow for when I run out of arrows. Who knows? We'll do it. Considering it says of Akaviri origin, really? Because like everything shown to be Akaviri has been like, well, all their swords are katanas. That's about some form of curved Japanese blade.
Got some good pieces out here if you're looking to buy.
Katana.
More inside.
Whatever the little baby ones are called. As you can see, no difference. But because it's iron, I'm just going to... Might as well if I ever come to sell that. To full grief. And then we'll probably be inducted into the circle. Or do I have to go get another fragment of Wolfrad before that? I can't remember, but it's basically one Radiant and then the next story quest, and it's really bad looking. So much so that there's quite a configurable mod for it. Someone made a decent mod for it, that basically fixes a lot of shit with the companions and makes it configurable. Rather than it just being like lightning quick. I mean, I kind of like it lightning quick. Mainly because I don't like doing Radiant shit quests all the time. What really pissed me off with the Thieves Guild.
Where do you want to go?
It's because it was just really bad. I just hate how, especially considering Thieves Guild required you to go a long way for what was actually incredibly pathetic pay. And you had to do it in like each of the major the walled cities. You did like 5 Radiants there. Really? That is to get that quest. So it took, actually, to be honest, you'll probably do the main quest of the Thieves Guild long before.
Did you see a dog out there?
No, some wolves, no dogs. Actually,
the blacksmith is offering a room.
That's not. That's barely in full grief hold.
I was hoping did you see a dog out there?
No, I've already told you no.
Is it true what they say? There was a dragon held captive in Whiterun?
I'm not talking to anyone in Falkreath. I'm just passing through. I'm trying to get out of this awful town. And your ineffectual wall. Oh.
I used to be an adventurer like you. Then I took an arrow in the knee.
I can give you another arrow in the knee. I can fire a nice little bolt. I can fire a bolt into your knee so you can have an arrow in your, bolt in one knee and an arrow in the other. And apart from like the very first time I went through Falkreath Hold console, it actually took me a very long time to ever go into Falkreath Hold again. Because, like, apart from, I think, the Dark Brotherhood quest, but even then, I never actually found certain things, like Pine Orchard, which was up over there. That took me the longest time to find my way back there. You know, and also said, she's sure Ayla said it's taken up residence and so on. I'm not sure anyone gives a shit about Animal in Cave. You know, it's kind of where they live. You know, we're sort of invading its home to kill it. Oh, that felt bad. That felt like crashy time. Probably due for a crash, actually. Ah yes, this is mod added. This is added by Moon and Star. So, ideally I don't want to touch it for a while. You know, because there's a Bandit Leader's Helm, which I don't want to accidentally sell. Although I do think it actually comes back in the quest, when the quest is going, but, you know. Convenient path. Little shack. I don't remember finding this before. Let's see. Look. What the f- What the f- Just came up and killed me. Oh, grab him. That explains. Okay! Get into shack, become ethereal, run. Grab the note and run. Do I have anything that restores stamina? Regenerate slow. Oh, I don't want that. Jump over a tree. Fine. Run. That thing killed me unbelievably quickly. Not actually that powerful, Vanilla. I kind of buffed it up. It seems so. Doesn't want to eat me anymore. That's a good sign. Oh no, it's something distracting. Good. Run. Yeah, like in a couple of hits and I'm dead. That is ridiculously fast. It doesn't seem to be following me anymore, at least. Dorsey lens fit. The fact that works as well as it does seems to imply that at some point Vampire Lords were supposed to be fightable as a normal enemy. Because it uses the Vampire Lord bodywork. That's what my female Vampire Lord looks like, because, well, I'm a Dragonborn. I'd rather have some, like, strong draconic transformations than this horrible, deformed human. Considering that I am normally not a human, you know, I am Sharkling in this case, sometimes an Argonian, you know, I don't like turning into this very humanoid thing. I mean, not worth bothering with. You know, I don't think whatever's in this cave is particularly interested in invading someone's house. I'm not sure, but I think an explorer's relic is in here as well. I think it's the Alexi's key, which isn't particularly useful because it's never actually worked for me. It looks... Human wolves. No longer so many wolves, it's just many wolves. And a wolf. You know, so apparently I only have to kill a wolf. Regular wolf. I didn't even need to do sneak damage. Yes, it is Alexi's key.
Yeah.
It's Alexi, that's cool. And these are like all named after. Now here's the fun part. Is finding the correct key. I mean, you can take all of these. I mean, they don't weigh anything, but you just gotta get rid of them. At a later date, which is a bit annoying. I mean, I know it's in there. So I've got it before. It helps unlock doors. I think it does sort of stand out, but unfortunately, I've got to dig my way through these rather big pipe. That might have been stupid. I might have not. Just checking all. It does get a few keys out every time. Yeah, there it is. See what I mean by it's quite distinct. Can you see it's got it's that one just under there? I mean, I only have to sell all the shit at a... There we go, Alexi's key. And all these like explorer relics are all named after people who worked on the Dragon Ball Museum project, so. And I think the funniest one is Sir Jesto's patchwork cloak. You know, it doesn't really make much sense until you realise that Sir Jesto is the one who did a lot of its bug testing and bug fixing, or patching, if you will. So hence he has a patchwork cloak. Ice Cream Assassin, the guy who released it and I think is the main lead. His special item is a Stalfrim Spoon of Assassinations. Because it's Ice's Stalfrim Spoon of Assassinations. You know, it's kind of... Yeah, they all had sort of some silly artifact. Most of which are actually quite helpful. Oh, Skyrim crashed. Most of which help exploring. I have no idea what the telescope does, but I know the key sort of helps you unlock doors somewhat. It's not very reliable, but I think you can use it to chance open a lock. So if you've run out of lockpicks, it's sort of like a lucky dip sort of situation. The Dino's bottomless pack, I think, is a bottomless backpack. I think that's it's ugly, it's huge, and it's quite ugly, because it's not, I believe it's not, if I remember correctly, it's like, part of it is bright green. So, it's not a pretty item, but it's a practical item. The Dwemer Compass isn't an explorer's artifact, but it is something added by Dre. It is very handy. It's in Blackreach in one of the little sheds that normally has nothing in it. It lets you go back to wherever you marked with it. It can be really handy for dumping your shit off at the museum. Well, back to Whiterun. I'm not bothering to go try and find a cart, because I know we will never find one. I still can't remember which one's which. Is that Secunda? Is Secunda just... Because one is the small one and one is the big one, and I can't remember which one's which. I think maybe that's Massa and Secunda. But I thought Secunda was the red one. Massa sounds like it might be the big one. Oh, I'm confused. I don't follow the Elder Scrolls lore. It is incomprehensible. When you start going into the deeper lore, the Elder Scrolls lore just becomes incomprehensible. You just cannot. It's pretty much impossible if you try and follow. You know, when you start going into the deep lore, because it starts getting really weird. Like, really weird. You know, yeah, following Lord of the Rings is difficult, but that's because there's so much pointless detail. You know, and Elder Scrolls sort of has the same thing, except some of its details are just confusing, and I think also sometimes contradictory. I think some contradict the other. Avoid Helgen because it's a bandito-infested encampment. There is a Helgen rebuilt mob, but I found that the pace of it was way too slow. It involved the training of the guard missions. Holy crap, they were tedious. They were basically like 10 Radiant shit quests in a row, where and they were quite a distance away as well. You know, they were, it was a well-made mod and it was decent, but I found out it ended up actually causing me to crash an awful lot when going near Helgen, so I ended up just getting rid of it. Because it's one that's supported by Dragon Ball Museum, which is why I tried it in the first place. Same with Falscar, I tried that, but I just couldn't it's well made for what it is, but it doesn't feel right. Yeah, it's in Skyrim's engine, but it feels nothing like an Elder Scrolls game. It is. You think like the main quest in Skyrim is you think quests in Skyrim are pretty linear. They're not. Valskar's quests were incredibly linear. You can't go places until the main quest of it demanded that you go there. The main quest, it didn't feel like Skyrim. I mean, there was a whole town that you couldn't even go into until the main quest told you there. And when you went in there, you realised that like every house was actually just a dumb blank shed. More Fallout style than Elder Scrolls style, where every building's enterable. And it ended up getting destroyed like 5 seconds later. But it didn't. It didn't gel with me. And then there was the teasers of Northern Lands. Either the project's been abandoned because I'm pretty sure he was hired by Bethesda. But I'm pretty sure the guy who made Falscar was hired by Bethesda. Because what it did well, it did really well, but I think the problem was it wasn't built as an Elder Scrolls old-style game. It was much more linear. And there was a lot of player character as a dumbass shit moments as well, where you get captured for no reason, against odds that you could, I've cleared out, you clear out dungeons full of Draugr, but apparently 6 guards is enough to make you surrender. Sort of dumb shit like that. Which, again, just didn't help it feel like an Elder Scroll. You're a fucking Dragonborn. You're semi-god, effectively. Oblivion. You're a fucking Daedra Lord, effectively, by the time you've done all the quests in Oblivion. Because once you do the Shivering Isles DLC, you are a Daedra Lord, effectively, in Oblivion. And, and yet, same with Skyrim, you're a Dragonborn, you're part, like, superior being. 6 guards is not going to make you surrender. And then later on in the main quest, you go up against a whole legion of said guards with no problem. I mean, it's that sort of player characters dumbass shit moments that really annoy me. Like player character gets obviously captured for like no reason. You can't kill him because the quest is that when you show up you can't attack because apparently you need to be captured. even though it was never part of any plan. You know, and then there was the whole Northern Lands thing. The best, if it was never going to be continued, which it wasn't, would have been to patch it. You know, to do a quick patch that just gets rid of the cave that taunts you with it. Because it did, it taunts you. It's like, you can't go through this way yet, effectively. And it was like, you know, if you're going to do that, just get rid of that cave so you don't have that horrible tease. Because if it was anywhere else, if it was, you know, normal Skyrim, you might get, okay, it's upcoming content. But because there's loads of places in Full Skull, pretty much the entire right side of the map was locked off until you were on the appropriate quest. It felt like a tease. It was actually worse. Because it felt like, oh, have I not done something right? Have I missed something? No, it's actually not there. You know, it was well made, but it just didn't feel right. I think was the problem. It didn't feel like an Elder Scrolls. It didn't feel open world in the slightest. It felt really linear and odd.
I've heard, don't let them intimidate. Good work. The mindless cretins didn't stand a chance. Still eager to plead. He has something special planned.
Told you, one quest and then you're off to the next.
Ah, there you are. Yes, but it's not for. We will speak more.
Oh, and I'm now. So 3 quests later, I'm now a member of this. I'm now going to become a member of the Circle. That's, you know, that's too. It is. I can see why mods exist to sort of change it, because it is ridiculously how quick.
Ella will be joining us shortly. Once she's inside, you can follow.
Joining us shortly, really? Because she's right there.
Once she's inside, you can follow.
Basically, she needs to go in. She can get, if you have issues with this.
Are you prepared? This is no test, new blood. This is a gift. Come inside.
And no, you cannot refuse it. If you try and console your way past the quest while Ayla's stuck in this form, which me being me is draconic, because only the females are draconic. So that came from immersive creatures, that mesh. So great thanks to that. No more horrible. You know, I don't like being canine. I particularly don't like the way the werewolf looks in Skyrim.
So we take matters into our own hands. To reach the heights of the companions, you must join with us in the shared blood of the wolf. Are you prepared to join?
If you say no, you pretty much get stuck on this quest forever.
Very well.
It's really quite dumb. You know, there's no alternative like the Dawnguard where Anna says there's 2 ways of doing this. You either bind part of your soul, which sounds like a really, really shit deal, or you become a vampire lord. It's like the easiest way of getting vampire lord without having to side with the vampires, because the vampires are awful. Arrogant shithead. And the thing is, you end up having to kill them, some of them anyway. Oh, and this is the point where you definitely do not want to go into town. Oh, this is weird. Oh, that's immersive first person sound. I mean, unusual. Well, I don't actually. No, you're not actually supposed to be able to go into first person in werewolf mode anyway. But this is how you avoid this without having to kill anyone in town. Because you're not actually. I don't think you're not supposed to go into first person mode in werewolf. So I think that's immersive first person now, or, you know, like where you can see your body in first person. I think that's doing that. So this is the way out. So you're not supposed to go into first person. You know, so it's quite unusual to do. Oh, is that the Headless Horseman? It is. He takes you to Fruki's monument, I think, and then there is a quest related to it. And without this one is like a really short sort of thing. Yes, reason of logic. What good gods they are. compared to Dunmer or Chima, is which what Vivek was, he sort. Chima sort of became the Dunmer. Chima was sort of gold, and Vivek sort of both.
It's not an easy transformation, but you're still alive. So congratulations. We even have a celebration. There's a pack of the silver. We're going to lead on.
Again, this is where I also think you were supposed to be naked and not underwear.
Nothing. It doesn't last. The more we feed, the greater our prowess will be.
There we go.
You were born. I almost envy you. You gave us even more trouble than Farkas did at his first term.
I don't think you're supposed to. I think you're supposed to sort of kill people in town. You know, and no one questions it either. That's what's really odd. And now I've got to re-equip all my shit because, well, for some reason it likes to unequip everything. Unfortunately, thankfully, it doesn't get rid of your favourite.
The blood call. You have the blood of the... Just be careful where you do it. Some cowards in this land can't stand the sight of glory before them.
Oh, I'm not sure, but I think there's actually a little item in here. Debaser, I think it is. Or... And this one isn't damaged, but... Or is it in... Is it in this one? I'm not sure. It's one of these little silver hand little fortlets. No, it's not this one, it's the other... It must be the other one. See what I mean? Alexi's key, you can sort of try and... But it, like, never works, so it's like... I've never actually had it work, so I've... Oh, for a Radiant Loot shit quest... Chest like that. So you can sort of try Alexi's key forever, but it like never works. I mean, let's try to get one last time. Failed. I'm not bothering wasting lockpicks on that. You know, well, I'm so low on them I can't afford to waste them like that. No, it must be the other one that has debase. That must be the one you go to later. I don't know if it's a totem or just the bits of woof red that you sort of have to collect all at once. Also, did I make my Skyrim music? I think some... You know, the fact that they had no...
Look at this. Cowards must have locked the place down after Skior charged in. You can taste the fear.
Because combat music only applies if you've got a certain level difference. The only Ayla's kind of an archer, which means she's actually one of the better companions by default. She has a better bow by default. Or does she just have a shitty hunting bow like everyone else does? No, she actually does have a better... She has a hunting bow rather than a standard crap long bow. Because they sort of just whip out the follower bow, which is an invisible item with that uses magical companion ammo. No joke, that's what it's called, or at least that's what it was called in Fallout New Vegas, was magical companion ammo. You know, because companions never used ammo. They use ammo if you give it to them, but they have their own ammo for their own weapon that uses magical companion ammo. Off with his head. And now he's dead. And it's not like the Fallout 4 glitch where you could survive decapitated. They fixed that, but it was funny to see. You know, you could actually survive decapitated for a while in Fallout 4. It was a weird glitch that happened, and it was funny to walk around headless. Of course, once you got to that state, you couldn't fix it because you should have died. I think it might have been a case relating to buff out and radiate, you know, because buff out gave you temporary health. So it might have been a weird case relating to that. I don't know the details. All I know is it could happen. No such bug exists in Skyrim, though. That not just because enemies don't actually decapitate. You know, they kind of can't. They don't have typically don't have the perks. Oh, one-handed is almost at 95. Might move on to two-handed weapons soon. Ooh, Kashiki. You don't often see Kashiki banditos. This come from elsewhere. Because they always come from elsewhere. Yes, where you ask Kashiki is where it's from. It says elsewhere. Because that's the name of their homeland. Then again, they're addicted to moon sugar, so did you expect the name of the land to be called something? Oh, Last Cabin Crash, keep that. Because you need to collect, you know, there's a little quest. I swear that key never works.
We're getting close now. Be careful. Their leader is a tricky one.
Is it? Is it now?
Skinner. I don't think.
Oh, they call him the Skinner. Which is ironic because Krav the Skinner often actually, because it's radiant, can actually be female. I don't know if the unofficial patch fixed that actually, because it was a bit weird that Krav the Skinner, who's always stated to be male, could sometimes actually be female. It was really weird. Krav the Skinner, not Krav the Skinner. Yeah, but I have seen Krav be a female before, and it was kind of weird. Yeah, at least they'll have a... No, not Skewer! Also, like, the only place you can get, like, wolf armor, really.
Bastards. He was one of the strongest we had. But numbers can overwhelm. Get out of here. I'm going to make... You and I have work to do. Silverhand. I've been hearing rumors of Silverhand activity.
Or you can continue doing radiant shit quests for the others and never actually do anything.
Run fast, my friend.
This is a radiant shit quest, though. And then you go on to the real quest. I'm going to find whoever did this. It's better when... I think it's better when it's someone they've killed. And they say, I'm going to find whoever did this. And it's typically the gut... You know... And it's funnier even when it's actually funnier in Oblivion because they would actually because sometimes massive brawls could erupt because of the weird friendship system. So guards could end up fighting each other. I actually once had a case where the guards and the count and countess had got into a massive brawl with each other. No joke. I actually have a screenshot of it to prove it to you. But yes, that was quite unusual. Now, Rift, you say? At Broken Helm Hollow. That is a long, long way away, isn't it? Oh yeah. Oh, that's a long way away. But the thing is, I can only go as close as Riften, and I don't particularly want to go to Riften, so... Well, straight line. Save crash. Well, actually, it gives me the opportunity to fast travel to the Riften stable, so I can go around and save... You know, it's a long journey, and it's Riften. I'm gonna have to go all... You know, I'm gonna have to go back to Rift, take cart back to Wyvern anyway. And since it just crashed, I could pretty much get free quick travel out of that. It's only after it's been running for a while does it start going. I knew it was gonna crash at some point, but as I've said before, and I'll probably say again many times, I'd rather have my Skyrim crash on save than just crash and not have a save to go back to. So I'd rather have the save. You know, it's not ideal, but I'd much rather have a save to go back to. Because I don't tend to have issues crashing outside of Riften. It's just going into Riften. You know, I've heard that Whiterun's also bad, but the only crashes I really have in Whiterun are kind of ones caused by, well, the Civil War, and that's about it. Because I've never found, then again, I've never found Whiterun to be that intensive a place. Riften is, possibly because of all the fog effects. Oh no, that aim at Twinak. Come back! I know you die in one hit, but it's beside the point. Wild gourds. You pluck 5, get 1. Logic. These are radiant, they just replace a bandit nest. This one. I think you do one of these and then you go on to the proper one. You basically do these until they attack Jorvaska. And that's when you sort of continue the quest line, basically. So basically it's Radiant shit quest, real quest, Radiant shit quest, real quest, Radiant shit quest, wheel quest. Wheel quest. When I get into a loop I end up saying wheel instead of real. You must be Skooma Dealer.
Greetings, sister.
Yep.
The finest.
Basically, if they're wearing iron gauntlets and a rag shirt, they're a Skooma Dealer.
Price, of course. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Never should have come.
Take this and hold on to it. I'll be back for it later.
Oh, really?
Good. No time to talk. Snip.
Two random encounters at the same time. Well, where's the hunter? I always just give it back. Nope, hunter's not coming. Well, oh, it's at cave, apparently. How do I get up there? Oh, and that's this unmarked cave is the entrance to Fort Dawnguard. We'll do that at some point, but I'd rather do the Dragonborn main quest line first. Not a big fan of Dawnguard. The main quest line ain't great. Look, they're all called Silverhand, but they're all regular banditos, and they're just given the Silverhand equipment. Oh, you unusual cave with a door. Normally, only things with door or caves with doors are mines. Unlike Oblivion, where every single cave, even if it was an animal den, had a door because they didn't know how. They didn't have the ability to do a empty void door. Brett, wait a second. Wait a second. Oh, I'm sounding like a complete dumbass today. In the back of the knee. And in the chest. Oops, almost knocked the mic over. Oh. Mysterious pull chain. Wall rise up! Oh, wait. Could have been worse, this could have been a lot longer dungeon. Best trap ever. I mean, I didn't see it coming, but it didn't hit me. I mean, to be honest, realistically, to open a chest, you would be hit by that. But because you can manipulate with the Force, you're not. I don't think. No, this isn't actually a. I don't think this is a bandit den normally. I think this is a vampire den. This might be a vampire den. With the sort of, you know, bloody mess corpse. Might actually be a vampire den normally. You know, I don't even know why spell tomes for flames exist, because you always, you know, you always start. Oh shit! I actually clicked the vein. I don't run them. Useless. Useless. Random, just useless. This small one. Not sure if it's a vampire den normally. You know, bloody mess implies it might be, but I think so, and only it. Now back to Rift Den. Or, since we're right next to it, mark Fort Dawnguard on the map. That would actually be the more sensible option than fast travel back to Wipe. That way I can fast travel to Fort Dawnguard when I want to do it, rather than having to spend 5 hours getting to it, because it is in Europe. Because I never remember where it is. I only ever come across it by accident. Like, for example, going up there. As you can see, it's called Dayspring Canyon. And it suddenly becomes snowy in this canyon. Yeah, because Dawnguard doesn't have its own world space until you get, like, Forgotten Vale, and even then that doesn't have its own map.
Oh, hey there. You here to join the Dawnguard too? Truth is,
How did he... No, I was up there.
I hope you don't mind if I walk up with you. Hey, don't tell Isran I was afraid to meet him by myself. Not the best first impression.
These are just a few Dawnguard themed followers I added in my own personal use, so ignore them. Yeah, I have quite a few just... Oh, I'll let them kill the mud crap. Or is it... No, it's not this waterfall. Is it this waterfall? I don't want... I'm sure there's something behind a waterfall somewhere. Or is that in a Forgotten Vale that's like that? Oh, you're a vampire hunter and you seem to be running away from a fight with a mud crab. With a mud crab. Mud crab. You're gonna run from the fight with a mud crab. And do you know how to get a full set of Dawnguard armor? Probably not, because it's not actually very clear. There we go, we've discovered full. But to get the full set, you pretty much have to figure out your way up there. You know, find yourself outside. Because there's a helmet in plain sight, like, but most of the bits you either have to loot from a dead Dawnguard, or awkwardly find your way up. So, yeah, actually, might as well purchase Stealth Buffer, give myself better odds. Go all the way back to your Vaska. Who built the Skyforge? Yeah, I don't know what made Skyforge that special, because Skyforge steel is only better than the steel. I don't think it's, you know, I guess it's probably that, because there's Nord Hero, which is, actually that's something that Skyforge can make, is Nord Hero.
Cloud District very often. Oh, what am I saying? Of course you don't.
Cloud District being Dragon's Reach, and yes, I go there a lot more than you. Because guess what, Nazim? I is fine. I don't even think Nazim actually ever goes up to the Cloud District.
How may I help you?
Follow me, sausages. I'm cooking a special breakfast for a friend, and they're his favorites.
Sausages do not exist in Skyrim.
John, by any chance. I've spied the two of you talking quite intimately.
Lest you forget whatever you think you saw, Elf. Such idle talk can prove hazardous to one's health. Because
Greymanes cannot get along with Battleborns. Nobody having an attack yet, which probably means one more Radiant shit quest. Or we might actually do a proper quest, I don't know, I can't remember. Where is a little hiding? Downstairs, apparently. Loading. 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 Well, I've definitely joined my description said be a companion. Well, I already got that far. Joining the pack definitely did that, because that only took like 3 quests.
Have you been
Which makes you wonder, how little do the other companions do?
Excellent. Looks like you've really driven. Good that you're so. I've caught wind that one of. If you can sneak.
Not at the fucking rift again!
We'll have the advantage. I hope the hunting goes well, sister. We've got the cowards.
I just came from there. And I believe Traver's Watch's in the right arse end of nowhere as well. Ugh. Gotta go back to the rift. I really need to clean my screen. Let's see, where is Traver's Watch? I bet you it's a very long one. Oh, it's one I've already been to! Oh, it's that big bandit fort, isn't it? Ugh. Yes! Because seeing a horse go up a mountain is silly enough. I'm not sure if they're as good as they are in Oblivion, because in Oblivion they could go pretty much vertically. The horses were so broken. They were hilariously broken though. You know, it wasn't like obnoxious broken, it was sort of just funny broken. Because there's a difference between broken and funny broken. Funny broken is when it's comically broken. You know, when it's so effective that it's actually kind of comical. Ow. I'm not supposed to get up this way, but I can't remember. I don't particularly want to go through the old bloody forts, so... Yeah. I will make this jump if... I will make it up there if it kills me. There we go. And now I'm over the wall. Because doing creative jumping is something I like. Not very good at killing. Yeah, killing a werewolf's easy. Killing, you know, vanilla werewolf anyway. Oh, they're exactly the same. Just one had an axe and one had a hammer. Oh, when it's, you know, normally the like auto-generated faces are good enough not to put 2 clones next to each other. At least with banditos with guards, who really knows until you take that derpy help that stupid can off the head. Yeah, come to me. I can't be bothered to go search. Easily blocked. Now you're dead. You'll be dead very shortly. Now you're dead. So it wasn't easily blocked, was it? And the head's off. Last words on, now you'll pay. And when you decapitate, the head stays exactly as it was. As you can see, I took the steel helmet, but the head's still rolling around with it on. Finding Altman is actually really difficult unless you go like murdering a foul mortal troll. So I bet you're not an Altman, are you? No. Oh no, not a wizard. Let's read that still the hand stratagem. If it's actually a book, It could just... I think it's actually a... Pretty sure it's actually a miscellaneous item, actually. Let's see. Yep, it's actually a misc item. It's not actually a proper book. Ladder equal out of fort. And now all the way back to bloody Whiterun again. Because fucking Radiant shit quests send you way too far afield. You cannot wait while enemies are nearby. Well, Whiterun is a long way away. But splat. This is like the easiest source of learn route, because I'm not even sure if this is like the only respawn.
I'm a bit busy at the moment. What did you want?
No, I don't want to get you jazz-baked grapes. No, I don't want to get you jazz-baked grapes. But don't even let her ask, because otherwise she'll have you any jazz-bays, and jazz-bays are not common. That jazz-bays are really rare. See, the rift, yeah, that's it's closer to rift than the bloody, the bloody Imperial camp was. That was all the way up over here. That's right here. So it's much closer to rift than the bloody Imperial camp was. Imperial camp was in the arse, and like like everything seems to keep sending me back to the rift. I hate going to the rift. Oh, what's attacking me? Oh, it's a wolf. A wolf in proximity. It's a wolf. I could let it wail on me ages and it still couldn't... Oh, that's, Letty Dragon! Stormcloak Camp, help me. Yeah, combat music is definitely not working. I'm looking it up. I'm sorry, I gotta look it up, it's really... Oh, don't need a fucking load order! Move music, come up. Okay, so there's an alt tab out. Okay, so there we go, that fixed it. Oh wait, that's not it. That's why it's bugged out. Gonna have to cut that bit. At least I know why it's bugged it. I know why it's bugged. I know why it's bugged now, though. Oh, Steam. Okay, Steam doesn't have a search for word function, that's great. Sorry, I don't know if that's even showing up on the stream. I might cut this whole bit out in the edit after. Oh, Mike's falling over. Stable piece of crap. So, sorry, but I'm looking this up. Sorry. Editor. Can we just have a... Wait. Remove music, they say. I'm gonna have to alt-tab out because I know what it's called. I know what it's called, so remove music. Eldarin track 1, I think, was the one that bugged out, so... Oh, what was that remove music command? Oh, great. Sorry. Oh, I'm going to get a copyright claim on this again. What was the command? Ugh. Remove music. Remove music all is one word. Oh, what is it called in the creation kit? That's... Most combat bow. Nope, doesn't seem to work. I need to know what's blue collar fucking creation kit, that's the problem. Ugh. Ugh. I need to know what's called in creation kit, so you're not seeing a word of this, I'm just trying to edit this out. Sorry. Oh. Ow. AA Alderman track 1. PowerPoint. What? Oh! There we go. Fixed it. Had to type that into the as you can see, I had to type that into console. There. Gonna edit that out when the stream's done. And oh, the Serapis are dead now. No. What happens when you see it? Oh. Oh, come on! Of course the kill animation's fucking up and trying to play the wrong one. Hopefully something's too strong. Now, both the Serapis are gonna, like, just die. Have a decency to die. There we go. And because I never intended her for to die, as long as you catch them quickly before they disappear, you can do that. Well, at least the music's fixed now. I forgot Whirly to be to do that. It sort of bugs out, so now I know what I've got to do. Actually, let me just scrap that shut down somewhere. Let me just scroll it down. Basically, I want to so it can fix music. Sorry. And this. There, that. I'll just write up as a bat file. Sorry. There we go. Hopefully, if I'm lucky, I won't get the copyright claim. If I do, I'll just edit that bit out. I'll just edit that whole segment out. Not that I don't think you can see anything anyway. So, well, now I know what will stop me from fast traveling. Because Skyrim's weird in that it can only play one track at a time. Hopefully that's fixed it. Yes, there we go. I say, because I've only played through it once, I don't really remember what happened. It was what was a while ago. So I don't actually remember what happened. And I don't know why your Vasca's like primary door is this back door. And how they got a boat this far inland, because it's like, unless they just built it to look like a boat.
I've been running into... Perfect. Hopefully this will let us know more about their movement. And there is more work to be done. But my advice, always be honest with the old man. But don't tell him anything he doesn't need to.
I was the newest companion until you...
Coglap never moves, thankfully. Ugh. I say I forgot Wildy to did that.
Oh, hey.
It's not a big deal. I mean, it's, you know, it's fixable with console, but you know, it's kind of it can be a bit annoying.
Thank you. Yes, young man. Have a seat. I hear you've been busy of late. Your hearts are. But his death was avenged long ago. The cycle of In any case, have you heard the story of how we came to be werewolves? The boy has a nugget of truth. It always is. The companions are nearly 5,000.
Go grab some witch heads, is it?
If the companions would hunt in the name of their lord Hircine, we would be granted great power. They did not believe the change would be permanent, but we had been deceived. We'll get... It's not so... The disease... Apart... For some... That is
trust me, I've got like I'll have a million days after me at one point. My soul is not going anywhere.
That's
Yeah,
what
by
I
the time you have
spent
like
the twilight
multiple
years
Daedra claiming your soul, where the hell does your soul
Now
go?
I've found the answer. The witches, they won't give it willingly. I want you to seek them out and bring me their heads, the seat of their abilities. From there, this is not about your own fate will now be gone.
Yeah, so taking the Smithsonite was fine, but taking an apple pie, oh, don't take the thing worth 285. Yep, that's bad. Taking his pie. Oh, pie, no, can't take his pie. Ugh. Well, we've got to go to Falkreath Hold, because that's where the Glenmoral Coven is. So if I don't get a copyright claim, you know, because it is like, I did my damnedest to make sure that music did not run long enough for it to pick it up. Shouldn't have enough time to identify, because it didn't actually, on the claim for the last video, it didn't actually identify the first fight, which was, I think, mainly because it kept resetting and it probably only played like 20 seconds of the track each time, so it got confused and didn't pick it up. But I removed it just in case. This time, if it picks it up, I'll have to cut that segment out, but because nothing really important happens there, I'll still show the fix command to get rid of this. I say that isn't even a command I knew existed. I didn't even know remove music was a thing. Which is why I tried to put remove space music, because it wasn't overtly clear on the site. Because it went on a different line. Okay, so the Glenmoral Coven is here. So yes, I can pretty much straight line that, because there's no real mountain in the way. Not, well, there is a mountain, but... Oh, I'm not venturing at night. Want to see the prettiness of Skyrim in daylight, not at night. Also, I looked into the shadow striping, and it apparently is fixed by the unofficial patch. And to be honest, it only manifests itself sometimes. I mean, you can't see it now. I think it's just that... Oh good, Khajiit has money I can...
How can I
assist?
Give me your...
Bisat is more than willing to pay you a fair sum. Bisat is more than willing to pay you a fair sum.
Ah, fuck it, I'm never going to the Baron's
Was
Live.
there anything else, or is our transaction complete? Of course. Was there anything
I can always
else,
buy him back if
or
need,
is
but
our
I don't think he
transaction
sells.
complete?
I don't remember this being part of vanilla.
Take a look.
I've never asked. Maybe it's something the unofficial patch restored, because it did restore a lot of content that just, you know, it could never trigger because it didn't work. Didn't actually restore cut content, it just restored content that was already in the game, it just never it never triggered because it was never actually... whatever triggered it, was the trigger for it didn't exist. Not that it was cut... Oh, wrong item. I was trying to say this bloody made each rose are worth absolutely nothing. It cost me... Does he give me a fair price? Hell no. But does he take my crap off me for... Like, will he take my bloody gems off me? Yes. Not I've actually picked up many gems, actually. I haven't actually even... I've actually been pretty good at not picking gems up, actually, so I'm kind of done a good job on... Oh, those are useless. There we go, that'll do. And... yeah, that'll do.
May your road lead you to warm sands. May the sun warm your path, friend.
Ugh. It's not the prettiest armor. I'm sorry about how Dragonbane armor is not the best. It is sort of awkward. You know what? Let's just change out to the top for a moment. It's only so long I can look at it. I mean, Nordic carved isn't particularly nice either, actually. There. That'll do for a while. I know it's light armor, but That's better, isn't it? It's less ugly. Oh no. Skygrass. Oh, change back into your armor. I'll only forget to do it later. I'll try and find different heavy armor to wear at some point. It's not the nicest armor, is it? Yes. That happens the floating grass does happen sometimes. Let me just purge the cell buffer. No, doesn't get rid of it. So sometimes I just don't know what I just can never figure out what causes the floating grass. It does just seem to happen at times. No, it's not like Oblivion where jogging reduces your stamina regen to like pathetic level. But to be honest, in Skyrim, stamina doesn't really matter. Swinging my sword would drain stamina in Oblivion. And swinging it with no stamina would probably result in you falling over, because you fell over a lot in Oblivion. And not only that, but your weapon would do like 0 damage. Combine that with the fact that like every hit your weapon did was going to reduce its damage because it was going to break, and your weapons ended up doing absolutely nothing 90% of the time in Oblivion. Another reason why bows were so OP is that bows like did all their damage at the same time. You know, they always did all their damage. Noble.
Yes, I haven't got all day.
That's like I think that's the most common, one of the most common random encounters. Ow! Carts hurt. You can actually kill yourself on a cart. It's not a joke. If you try and ride it, you can actually kill yourself in it because it havocs and it. Well, everyone should know how bad havoc physics can be. So definitely not the prettiest armor, but it's not even the most protective either. But to make the most protective, I need lots of ebony and lots of Daedra hearts, and I definitely do not have any. I have like maybe 1 Daedra heart, so big butterflies are delicious. Eat but. To be honest, I think one of the weirdest ingredients you eat is the antlers. I mean, I don't think I have any, but let's see. Let's go through these and see what you would actually eat. Bear claws, no. Mushroom, yeah, possibly. You know, butterfly wings, probably not. Flowers, probably not. Bone meal, no. That's food. That's I think the one example of food. Yeah, it's pretty much food. That, hence why it restores stamina. You would definitely not eat that. Yum 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 Daedra heart. Ashes, lovely. Fire swords, I guess they're sort of like spice, but I think they're kind of like eating fire, so not exactly something you would eat. Same with frost. They're pretty much just shaved ice, so yeah, that's edible. Garlic's edible. You would not eating a giant's toe complete with a disgusting toenail. Probably not. You know, you might eat it, but I think there's nicer humanoid meats to eat. Hanging moss, again, you might eat that. Feathers, definitely not. Yum yum yum, human flesh. Ice Wraith teeth, aren't they just effectively ice? So yeah, you might eat them, but moon sugar. Yes, definitely should not be eating moon sugar, but you can, because the Khajiit lace everything with it. Nightshade, I'm pretty sure you shouldn't eat that. fish. Of course, you're supposed to eat. You know, you're supposed to... Nernroot I wouldn't eat because it's kind of like... No, not very nice. It's like all bad effects on Nernroot. And like, majority of alchemy ingredients you really shouldn't be eating. Oh yeah, Rift is a fucking nightmare to get around. Like, Reach, I forgot how bad the Reach was actually to navigate. The question is, do I go all the way up to Rorikstead? Or do I try and go through this path? Probably try and go through this path is probably a better idea. Chat's unusually dead today. Same time as the last few, so Chat's just seems unusually dead today. Don't know why. Just seems the Chat's a bit dead. The only new thing is my test bot apologising for that awful trying to fix the music segment. Because you know, at first I just thought I was just struggling to hear it. Later I thought, yep, give me a moment. Hello? Hello? Which Mr. Rowe? He's not here, and he won't be for a week. He's on holiday. Thank you. Here's your gas. I'll be down in about half an hour. Yeah, sorry about that. Had to take a phone call. So sorry about that one.
I have nothing to say to you. Now move along, or I'll order my guard to attack.
Well, guard. Your guard's gone missing. The horse can see me, which is why I cannot steal it. Because stealing a horse is actually quite difficult, because apparently the horse can report you for crime. What's this little shacket? Oh, is it like the Crabbish Shanty? Hunter's Rest. Similar thing like a Crabbish Shanty, just the... Except you can't even use it as a hunting lodge because it's claimed. No derp. As I was saying before the phone call, the scene seems pretty dead. No one seems, you know, it's got apparently 2 people watching. One of which is probably my chat watch account, but the other one's probably, well, someone's been watching. So, here we go, we're almost at Glenmoral. And I'm going to give you a spider warning now because I'm pretty sure that they have spiders in there. So, spider warning has been given. And for so he's protected, I believe.
Smell that fresh air?
You sure this is a great place to play a song? You just got beaten up by some bandits who only didn't kill you because you're protected. Which I don't have a problem with protected. I think it's a good thing. The only problem is when they go overboard with it. You know, people out in the arse end of nowhere should be protected just so they don't randomly die. Well, you're not even watching. I mean, he could have died and I would never see him again. I don't like Essential. I think that's a bad thing, and I think it's one of the things I'm looking forward to most with Skywind is they're getting rid of all the bloody essentials. They're keeping it like Morrowind and not having essentials at all. You know, I think that's the best way you could go. But unlike Morrowind, they're going to tell you which quest you fail if you kill someone important. Which, of course, Morrowind never bothered doing, because Morrowind never bothered telling you anything. I did say there was a spider warning, and I just killed one, so my warning was very correct. I'll try not to look at them. I know a lot of people have arachnophobia. I only have arachnophobia when they're in my room, when they're in somewhere I frequent. You know, I have nothing. If you're wondering why you need so many Glenmoral heads, well, one is for you, one is for Kodlak, one of them is for Farkas, one of them is for Vilkas, and then the fifth, I think there's a fifth one, and the fifth one is for if Ayla makes you a werewolf again and you want to cure it again. Oh, spider! Ew, spider. Spider. There is a mod that turns them into, well, Spider-Man, and to be honest, I think that's actually creepier, because that is freakish. A little funny thing is this is an altar of Hircine. As you can see, it is an altar of Hircine. So, this is probably one of the worst to navigate dungeons in all of Skyrim as well. I always struggle finding one of the bloody witches because I always never look the right way. Because there's the central hub room, and then there's, so I've got 3 witch, you know, there's 5 witch. I believe that that second head, you know, the 5th head was, you basically couldn't get rid of it in vanilla because you could only get werewolf again in Dawnguard. You could ask Ayla to make you one if you caught it by accident, or you just wanted to try out new and improved werewolf. And if you want to make your weapons the most powerful, you need a blacksmithing elixir, or something you know, preferably elixir because that's the most powerful. And as many temporary, as many enchantments as you can with buff smithing. Also, Skyblivion might come out next. You know, will come out in less than 2 years apparently. They are still on. What's good is they're still Skyblivion, not Skywind. Skyblivion is the one that recreates Oblivion and is modular about what you want. So you can have it pretty much pure vanilla with Skyrim's engine, or you can have it, you know, quite modded, like the better looking environment, you know, like the improved environments mods and the improved cities mods. You know, you can, because they're rebuilding one similar to them, and I think that's a great idea. I will have a few of those, but they're still on track for late 2018. So it could be coming out in less than 2 years' time, which is probably before the next official Bethesda game. I can never find these. There's always one which I have to consult the map for, always. It's nowhere near Oblivion bad, because at least this main room is distinct. There's just so many rooms branching off it that I get confused. It doesn't take much. It does not take much to get me confused. I think that's it for the spiders, though. I think there's only a couple. Oh! Yes, fireball me at close range. Hurt yourself. Stab it in the face. And yes, you do actually decapitate them to take their heads off. Unlike some things where you kind of like take a giant's toe, but it doesn't actually take the toe off. Again, skill book. Enchantment. Enchantment! That's a stamina. You should never get rid of the unique stuff if you got Dragon Ball Gallery, because it's not really worth it. You know, you're better off having the display. Like, I still don't know what that blue spyglass does. Enchantment. Enchantment. And then you got, with weapons, you've always got to select the strength. I say, and you get like half a point every time with enchantment. So it's like every time you do something on an enchanting table, you get like half a point. It's a skill point. It's really easy. It's like I have to say I'm looking forward to both Skyrim and Skyblivion. I mean, I haven't played Oblivion, as you probably know, because I've mentioned it quite a few times, but it's got. I mean, Oblivion is clunky. It's not, and everyone looks like a potato. No matter what you do, everyone's going to sort of look like a potato. They're still going to be potato-faced, even if you get better skin textures that make them less nuclear. Because, oh my. I recently saw a picture of a vanilla orc, and oh, holy crap, was it vibrant. You know, the colour of, like, stereotypical colour of nuclear waste, which, P.S., nuclear waste look nothing, and I mean nothing like that. I mean, nuclear waste looks like grey hunks of metal, because that's what it is. But, you know, that stereotypical neon green nuclear waste, that's what orcs look like in Oblivion, by they are so vibrant. Dark elves are like bright blue. I don't know why they call them greyskins, because they're not. You know, I don't know why if someone from Cyrodiil came to Oblivion, they would think to Skyrim and think, why do they call you know, hear the term greyskin? They would think, who the hell's a greyskin? We have dark elves are bright blue here, because for some reason Dunwall were bright blue. Red guards were pretty much bright red. High elves were bright yellow, so banana. They were bananas, effectively. What was the other one? Does that look really, really bad? Nords were pretty much white, just like pure white, because you know. But then again, Imperials were typically a shade of light brown, so Imperials were actually were an actual skin tone. You know, Imperials were correct skin tone because they're sort of like Imperials are sort of Mediterranean sort of skin colour. You know, sort of like they're not white like Nords are supposed to be as pale as snow. You know, like super pale, as white can be. Red guards are supposed to be the black people of Elder Scrolls, and Imperials are somewhere in the middle. And I don't know what Bretons are just short. But, you know, Imperials I think can be quite dark and also quite light, they're quite varied. Nords are all very pale. Oh. And of course, Red Guards are supposed to be black people, but they, for some reason in Oblivion, they were bright red. Khajiit were various shades of orange and yellow. Like, way too vibrant. Argonians, oh god, they came in a whole rainbow. Oh, sweet god, they came in a whole rainbow. They were just rainbow. Yeah. They could be anything from jet black to bright green or bright red. They were really bad, the Argoni. They also had, like, really awful snouts, like non-existent. I mean, there was a mod restored, like, I think it's called Morrowind-style Argonians. And I do have it that makes them so their snouts are longer and, well, more like they are in both Skyrim and Morrowind. Because in terms of a lot of art design, Skyrim went back to Morrowind. A lot of designs are far more Morrowindic than they are, you know, far more than Oblivion. Oblivion sort of is the deviation. It's the one that looks sort of off. Because in Morrowind, Imperials had brown leather armor. In Oblivion, they had sort of dark steel. You know, that sort of dark steel or iron armor. In Skyrim, they have, both steel armor and the red leather, and you know, the sort of brown leather armor that you'd expect, you know, more Morrowindic. You know, most things are like more Morrowind style. I mean, the only thing that isn't was ebony. Because I believe it was black and with gold trim in both Morrowind and Oblivion, while in Skyrim it's black with silver trim, but it's close enough. You know, it's close enough, but quite a few things, you know, like a lot of Oblivion went kind of overboard. Oblivion in general was very overly vibrant, actually. That was Oblivion's biggest problem, was it was excessively vibrant at times. That was Oblivion's like real graphic flaw, was the fact it was just certain things were just stupidly bright. I mean, all the race, like all skin tones were ridiculous. Oh, and this hair colours. Just look up Adoring Fan and you'll see what I mean by the hair colours. Because he had nuclear yellow troll doll hair. I mean, a lot of elves had that ridiculous troll doll haircut, but quite a few NPCs in general just had that horrible, you know, there was no realist, you know, even semi-realistic blondes. No, they were all like nuclear yellowed blondes. They were awful. You know, they sort of, on a high elf, it was like almost a Simpson. It was horrible. It was like a Simpsons character. It was horrible. It was, you know, like the ones with the flesh-coloured hair, like Bart and Lisa and Maggie. Which is still one of, I think, the weirdest things I've ever seen in any animation, is that flesh-coloured hair. You know, it's definitely one of the weirdest things I've seen in animation. Obviously, they've just got yellow, you know, they are, in the Simpsons universe, they are yellow-skinned. You know, so, which, you know, that makes, like, the existence of Carl quite weird, because Carl is, well, Carl's a black man in a world where everyone is yellow. You know, kind of, you know, he's a normal skin tone, and he wouldn't look out of place in, say, Futurama, the other Matt Groening series, so same style, but except Futurama they weren't yellow. Another thing that on a slight, you're changing the subject a bit, but bore me. That should just do enough to stop the fire. Save the level up for when I need it. But let's say on a different subject of things that people are actually yellow. Lego minifigures. You know why they were? You know, you probably know what they are. And no, Legos is not correct. The plural of Lego is Lego. So no, Legos is not correct. Don't use it. The correct plural for Lego is Lego. You know, because Lego is the brand. It's not plural. So multiple Lego bricks is multiple Lego bricks. Anyway, the reason, you know what? They are yellow. But since no one else is watching the stream, I can't really ask the question, so I'm asking it to the air. The reason, I'm not going to ask the question, but I'll give the answer. The reason yellow Lego people exist, minifigures are all yellow, is because yellow was chosen because it was, you know, to be ethnically diverse. Because no one in the world is yellow. And it didn't clash with like every other colour. So, you know, it's a standout colour that wasn't used anywhere else really. And, you know, if no ethnic people, because if you made them pink, you would have made the black people complain. If you made them black, you would have made the white people complain. You made them sort of halfway, you would have made you know, the non-Asians complain. It's all, so they made them yellow. Sort of like, but the thing is, they were intentionally yellow, much like I think the Simpsons were intentionally yellow, but in Oblivion, oh no, they were not intentionally yellow. They just unintentionally were yellow, because like high elves were yellow, the hair was nuclear yellow, the orcs were bright green, rather than like the, you know, realistic sort of green that they are, and, you know, the more skin realistic green. You know, because in nature, oh no, that misses a vampire snack. Just what we need. But, because if you look at nature, the only things that are insanely brightly coloured tend to be stuff that is poisonous. You know, super bright colour, you know, and flowers. That's it. You don't see like you know, like brightly coloured berries are often dangerous. You shouldn't really eat something if it's that brightly coloured. Looks like you really shouldn't be eating flowers, but you can. Some flowers you can eat, some you can't. They're an odd quantity flowers. Much like you can eat some berries, but not others. Typically, don't eat the berries. Don't eat anything that's like nuclear, really bright colours. And yet, every single face in Oblivion was like that. They were horrendous. I mean, I've never seen such ridiculously bad skin tones. I mean, Morrowind on its block faces did better. I mean, Morrowind, I say a lot of, especially like the NPC design. Skyrim was very much like Morrowind in like colour palettes and such, and general shape and style, rather than Oblivion, which did its own thing and looked just weird.
My favorite drink.
These two aren't a problem.
They'll loot their crap. I'm starting to think Charred Skeeverhide has some form of sort of cleansing disease element.
These two aren't a problem.
Wow, you actually did something for the companions. I mean, clearly you've never done anything else, because otherwise you'd be a member of the bloody circle by now.
Where have you been? I hope it was important, because it means you weren't here to defend the Silverhead. We, the old man, no. But you, we will avenge Godland.
This isn't Radiant, I believe this is always the same fort. And it's like the only place... Now, I can't remember where you get the wolf helmet from. Because it does exist, it's just like really hard to find. Oh. No. We'll save up then. Get a bit tired. And it's actually it's nearing 6 o'clock, which is when I eat, so... I must feed. I can't just go up to a human and stick my palm on them and suck the life out of them. And, oh my... Oh, what has gone on here? Oh, oh, holy. No, it's not the cow. Okay, it's not the cow's fault. Is it the fence? Okay, now re-enable it. And it's fixed. There we go. Because, notice how a lot of Whiterun disappeared then. Because Whiterun, like Solitude and Windhelm, they're not actually... A lot of this isn't actually landscape. It's actually a world-building piece. It's a static object, not world landmass. So as a result, like a lot of Whiterun disappears. Obviously, all these boulders are, but it's Whiterun's unusual. Like the walled cities tend to be actually built into a few pieces, and the houses slot in. So if you say move the house, there would just be an empty void underneath it. Not like if you move the house in, say, Riverwood, where the house would still have land underneath it, but it would probably be textured a little bit, in a blander texture for more performance. So, I'm going to save up, probably do another stream, possibly Sunday. Won't be Saturday, I've, got to have a break. But might do another one on Sunday. I hope to get at least one more stream done, possibly 2. And then it'll be a few weeks before I'll be able to stream reliably again. I might get the opportunity, but wouldn't be for long. And to be honest, last time I tried that, I had to cut it short and turn it into a 2-parter. So, yeah, not the best idea for me. So, I'm going. So that's what I'll do. Is take. So next stream will probably be sometime in the near future. So, sometime within before the coming Tuesday, let's say, because then that'll be it. Because I won't be able to do it for a while after that. I will just create up that batch file when I think about it. So that is the end off the stream. Good. I'll just check it's working first. But good. Bye. Oh, why do people always join when I'm about to end the stream? Seriously. Why do people always, like, loads of people always join when I'm about to end the stream? Anyway, that's the end of the stream. We'll be streaming again sometime in the next few days. Good. Bye. We'll be streaming again sometime in the next few days. Good.